strengthening the historic ties between the United States and Israel through people-to-people contacts in exchange programs for Americans and Israelis of all ages, faiths, ethnic backgrounds, and political affiliations. This is the mission of the America-Israel Friendship League. For more than 40 years, the America-Israel Friendship League has been a proactive grassroots organization, promoting close ties between the people of Israel and the people of the United States.
Its central purpose is to expand the relationship between the United States and Israel.
It's a meeting of democracies and the pioneering spirit, cooperation and understanding and sense of brotherhood. And that goes deep and long and very meaningful.
The AIFL does remarkable work in making sure that the context between the people of Israel and the people of America are rich and continuing and personal.
The America-Israel Friendship League reaches out to a broad group of Americans who travel to Israel as part of its leadership mission programs.
We have missions to open up the wonders of Israel, and especially to reflect those things we share, which are a belief in democracy and freedom.
They are county commissioners from leading communities across the United States, leaders from the business and financial sectors, distinguished state senators, and Supreme Court justices. Law review editors encountered leading state officials and fellow law students who demonstrated through myriad examples the diverse nature of this startup nation.
Until you get people on the ground, until you get Americans from all walks of life on the ground, interacting with Israelis and seeing the world in which they live, you can't fully appreciate what an amazing, dynamic, tenacious, striving people the Israelis are.
Having visited several humanitarian projects throughout the country and the West Bank Soda Stream Company with its Israeli and Palestinian collaborative workforce, members of the Presbyterian clergy and lay leadership delegation returned home highly motivated to speak for Israel.
Israel was beyond my expectations.
We don't hear about the Center for Jewish and Christian Dialogue. We don't hear about the town of Rawabi being built. We don't hear about the kindnesses that are occurring in the magnitude of thousands or tens of thousands that we've just gotten a taste of.
Israeli Treasury officials, led by Finance Minister Yair Lapid, hosted members of the National Association of State Treasurers to discuss some of Israel's primary national projects.
Israel's an up-and-coming place. We hear lots of exciting things that are going on here.
They have some outstanding projects. That's been very, very good to see how vibrant, how strong this economy is.
We invest about $40 billion worldwide, and Israel is a good investment.
Leadership delegates from Prescott, Arizona were deeply taken by Israel's unique cultural spirit.
You have to come and see it, and then you will believe.
School superintendents and state education officials gained insight into innovative digital online teaching platforms designed specifically to meet the challenges of 21st century classrooms.
This gives them an opportunity to truly understand what Israel is about, and that the way Israel is dealing with the problems gives them some thought about how they might be dealing with these problems.
State attorney generals who have been visiting Israel since 1988 bring back important messages to their constituencies.
What an incredible country this is, the richness of the culture and the people that live here, and it is a life-changing experience, I know, for me.
They come here and they say, wow, I never realized this. I never understood this. And many of them go on to become governors and United States senators, and they become commitments of friendship for life.
The neighborhood is a very dangerous and difficult neighborhood. There's enormous courage and leadership and strength here in Israel that I think that when I go home, the most important thing I must remember is why we must maintain our support for our friends here in Israel.
The Citizenship Through Sports Exchange program offers student athletes valuable lessons.
It's one of the perfect ways of strengthening the connections and people to people. And it's the only way you can really learn about the cultures that people are from, both ways.
The bonds between Israel and the United States are so important. And there's almost no organization like the American Israel Friendship League to build these bonds.
They are changing the conversation about Israel day in and day out by bringing to Israel missions.
For almost 40 years, we have a youth-student exchange program.
Thousands of high school students from the United States and Israel, Jewish and non-Jewish, have lived with families in each other's countries.
The truth is that we are the future generation, and in this program we need to create those bonds, because who knows, one of us might be in politics, one of us might be in rocket science, who knows. Later on down the road, we need these connections as countries.
The partnership between the American people and the Israeli people is important today for our common security, our common values, and the future of our children.
And that is where the role of the America-Israel Friendship League is today more important, more crucial, and more significant than ever.